We are live now.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Today is a special day, a day that the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be happy. Today, IIU is on board for a very important and great training. I want to appreciate every one of you listening. As you listen attentively, everyone will be blessed before the end of the program. As usual, International University IIU is a leading virtual education system and global brand configuration, which is the most valuable, trusted worldwide, and well reputed in delivering innovative programs globally. It is a trusted name for quality training program and is committed to providing better virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. In a short span of time, IIU has spread the wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of the visionary educationist founder, Sir Advocate Ph.D, a committed and inspired social activist and a passionate leader from the last 2 decades, providing education for students from various social and cultural backgrounds. Today, as I said, in a unique day, we are going to have the topic before us, leading and building team formation. Slide 1. Slide 2, we have the leading and building formation. Now, our opening prayer for humility. Oh, Father, give us the humility which realizes his ignorance, admits his mistakes, recognizes its needs, welcome advice, accept rebuke. Help us always to praise rather than to criticize, to sympathize rather than to discourage, to build rather than to destroy, and to think of people at their best rather than at their worst. This we ask for the name's sake. Amen. We'll go to slide 4, welcoming you to this leading and building team formation. Slide 5, your expectation. Before the end of the program, you want us to accomplish 1 or 2 things. Your expectation. A question I would like you to ask, of which I will answer on the chat box. Put it there. I would like to know more about what you want to know about this topic, leading and building team formation. And your major interest is, write it there, what you are expecting. Can you write in the chat? Slide 6. Share and reflect. Recall an occasion where you and another leader built and led an effective and successful organizational group. What did he or she do? Recall another occasion where you and another leader led an effective or unsuccessful organizational group. What happened? What did you learn from these 2 situations or experiences? Slide 7, objective. After completing this section, you will be able to know, 1, identify the desirable qualities and skills of an effective team or group leader. 2, know your own leadership quality and skills. 3, describe methods to enhance your leadership skills. 4, identify the responsibilities of leaders and the roles to be played by the team leader. 5, explain ways to develop your team or group so that it becomes more efficient and effective. Slide 8, the contents. How to become an effective leader. Roles and responsibility of a team leader. Build and developing a team. Slide 9. The facilitator. Academician Senior Professor Dr. Chap General Ebhoria E.U.Charles, an experienced personnel with more than 35 years working experience. a professor. Slide 10, rules of the group. Keep beginner's mind. That is, irrespective of what you know before, just behave as if you never know so that you can acquire one or two things from what I've said so far. Remember freedom to choose. You have the freedom to choose. And also use opportunity to learn from each other. Peer leading or leading. Observe and modern training, etiquette, e.g. the phones, punctuality, they are very important in this exercise. Paying attention and listen attentively. Don't be distracted by your phone. This section, we are going to enjoy and have fun. Slide 11, skill assessment, diagnostic surveys for building effective team and development behaviors. Step 1, before the training, please respond to the following statement by writing a number from the rating scale that follows in the left-hand column, which is called pre-assessment. Your answer should reflect your attitude and behavior as they are now, not as you would like them to be. Be honest about it. This instrument is designed to help you discover your level of competence in problem solving and creativity so that you can tailor your learning to your specific needs. When you have completed the survey, use the scoring key at the end of the chapter to identify the skills area, the scores in this chapter that are most important for you to master. Step 2, after you have completed the training, and ideally as many as you can of the skills applications assignment at the end of this chapter, cover up your first set of answers, then respond to the statement again, this time in the right-hand column called post-assessments. When you have completed the survey, use the scoring key at the end of this chapter to measure your progress. If your score remains low in a specific skill area, use the behavioral guideline at the end of the skill learning section to guide further practice. What are the scoring rates? We have 1. If you put 1, that shows you strongly disagree. 2, you disagree. 3, slightly disagree. 4, slightly agree. 5, agree. And 6, strongly agreed. The assessments. We go to the next slide, slide 12. Pre and post, just like I said earlier. When I am in the role of a leader in a team, 1, I know how to establish credibility and influence among team members. You score yourself. What do you score out of the 6 points? Either you put strongly disagree, agree, slightly disagree, slightly agree, or strongly agree. 2, assessment. I behave prudently with my stated value and I demonstrate a high degree of integrity. 12, slide 12. When I am in the role of a leader in a team. 3, I am clear, consistent about what I want to achieve. You score yourself. 4, I create positive energy by being optimistic and complimentary of others. 5, I build a common base of agreement in the team before moving forward with task accomplishments. 6, I encourage and coach team members to help them improve. 7, I share information with team members and encourage participation. 8, articulate a clear, motivating vision of what the team can achieve, along with the specific short-term goals. 9, I know a variety of ways to facilitate task accomplishment in the team. 10, I know a variety of ways to help build strong relationship and cohesion among team members. 11, I confront and help to overcome negative, dysfunctional, or blocking behavior by others. 12, I shift roles from facilitating task accomplishment to helping build trusting relationship among members, depending on what the team needs. to move forward. 13, when I desire to make my team perform well, regardless of whether I'm a leader or member, I am knowledgeable about the different stages of the team development experienced by most teams. Slide 13. I have established clear expectation. And purpose, as well as help team members feel comfortable with one another at the outset of a team. 15, I encourage team members to become as committed to the success of the team as to their personal success. 16, I help team members become committed to the team vision and goals. 17, I help the team avoid group think by making sure that sufficient diversity of opinion are expressed in the team. 18, I can diagnose, capitalize on my team core competencies and unique strengths. 19, I encourage the team continually improve as well as to seek for dramatic innovation. 20, I encourage exceptional high standard of performance and outcome that far exceed expectations. These are the things we need to look at. By the time you view your poem, by the time you see it, you'll be able to assess yourself on it. We go to slide 14. Slide 14 talks about the scoring key on comparison, on comparing the data, team development behavior. Just like I read, from 1 to 20. So to have the skill area, there are 3 skills area here. We have the leading the team. We have the being an effective team member. 3, we have a diagnosing and facilitating team development. These are the 3 things, skill area you are going to acquire from these 20, if actually what you've written down is visible and is well understood by you. Looking at the question from 1 to 20, we can now see from 1 to 8, we have, if you have the skill of, if you have that skill area of leading the team, you can now see 1 to 8 are specified, saying, I know how to establish credibility and influence among team members. Look at that. 3 said, I am clear and consistent about what I want to achieve. Look at that. That means you have that skill of leading the team. 4 said, I create positive energy by being optimistic and complimentary of others. Look at that. That should show you have that skill of leading the team. 8 is saying, articulate a clear, motivating vision of what the team can achieve along with specific short-term goals. Look at that. So when you look at from 9 to 12, we have you have the skill of being an effective team member. Effective team. Let us look at 9. 9 said, I know a variety of ways to facilitate task accomplishments in the team. Look at that. That shows you have that effective team members. Let us look at 10. 10 says, I know a variety of ways of helping build strong relationship and cohesion among team members. Look at 12. I shift roles from facilitating task accomplishment to helping build trusting relationship among members, depending on what the team needs to move forward. Look at that. So looking at from 9 to 12, it shows that you have that skill of being an effective team member. So let us look at from 13 to 20. That shows you have the skill of diagnosing and facilitating team development. Let us look at 13. I am knowledgeable about the different stages of team development experienced by most teams. Look at 14. I have established a clear expectation and purpose, as well as helping team members feel comfortable with one another at the outset of a team. Look at that. We also look at 20. Let us look at 20. 20 says, I encourage exceptional high standard of performance and outcome that far exceeds expectation. Look at that. That shows you have diagnostic and facilities team developments. Looking at that, we go to the next slide, slide 15. Slide 15 tells about diagnosing the need for team building, diagnosing the need for team building. What are we saying here? Team worker has been found dramatically affect organizational performance. That is teamwork. Some managers have credited team with helping them to achieve incredible results. On the other hand, team doesn't work all the time in all organizations. Therefore, manager must decide when team should be organized to determine the extent to which teams should be built in your organization. Complete the following instrument below. Think of an organization in which you participate or will participate that produce a product or service. Answer this question with that your organization in mind. Write a number from a scale of 1 to 5. In the blank at the left, 1, if you score yourself, well, that shows that indicate that there is little evidence. If you take 5, it indicates that there is a lot of evidence. There is a lot of evidence. So let us now compare the data. It's provided at the end of the chapter, which that is to say, you are going to choose either if you choose 1 to score yourself among these questions I'm going to ask from 1 to 20, that shows that there is a little evidence. If you take 5, that shows that there is a lot of evidence. Let me start. Number 1, output has declined or is lower than desire. Output has declined or is lower than desire. You score yourself. Is it little evidence or lot of evidence? If it is little, take 1. Put 1 there at that left-hand side of the blank area. If it is 5, put lot of evidence. 2, complaints, grievances, or low morale are present or are increasing. You choose. Take either 1 or 5. Conflict and hostility between members is present and is increasing. 4, some people are confused about assignment or their relationship with other people are unclear. 5, lack of clear goals and lack of commitment to goals exists. 6, apathy or lack of interest and involvement by members is in evidence. Slide 16. Insufficient innovation, risk-taking, imagination, or initiative exists. You pick either 1 or 5. When you pick 1, that leads to evidence. When you pick 5, that shows a lot of evidence. 8, inefficient and insufficient meeting are common. Little evidence or lot of evidence. Put there, state it. Working relationship across levels and units are unsatisfactory. 10, lack of coordination among functions is appropriate or apparent. 11, poor communication exists. People are afraid to speak up. Listening isn't occurring and information isn't being shared. If it is 1, you pick that 1 as what? Little evidence. If it is 5, you pick lot of evidence. 12, lack of trust exists among members and between members and senior leaders. 13, decisions are made that some members don't understand or with which they don't agree. 14, people feel that good work is not rewarded or that rewards are unfairly administered. You put 1, little evidence. 5, lot of evidence. 15, People are not encouraged to work together for the good of the organization. Is it little evidence or lot of evidence? 1 for little evidence, 5 for lot of evidence. 16, customers and suppliers are not part of the organizational decision making. 17, people work too slowly and there is too much redundancy in the work being done. Question 18, issues and challenges that require the input of more than one person are being faced. 19, people must coordinate their activities in order for the work to be accomplished. 20, difficult challenges that no single person can resolve or diagnose are being faced. Slide 17. Identify both positive and negative group behavior roles. A team is made up of all sorts of people, interacts and relates to one another in a key factor in determining how successful the team will be at achieving its mission. So, how do people behave in the team that you work with? How do people behave in the team that you work with? It's a question. The way that people behave in the team varies. Some people are helpful and supportive. Others are more concerned with getting the work done, and still others can cause friction, disharmony, or discord within the team. You have probably worked in some teams that are effective and some that are not. While there is no magic, still knowing what moves team forward and what limits their progress can be helpful whenever you are working in a group or team. 2 influential theories on group behavior were Kenneth Bennett and Paul Chap, who wrote a respected article titled Functional Roles of Group Members back in the year 1940s. In it, they define 26 different group roles that can be played by one or more people within a group. Their work influenced other earlier research and thinking on group functions. And while more recent research has refined many of these ideas, Ben and Chap group roles remain a personal and useful and interesting way of looking at group behavior. Ben and Chap define 3 categories of group roles. Task role. These are the roles that relate to getting the work done. They represent the different roles needed to take a project step by step from initial conception through to action. Individuals may fulfill many of these roles during the life of a project. Initiator and contributor. Propose original idea or different ways of approaching group problem or goals. This role initiates discussion and move group into new area of exploration. Information seekers. It requires clarification of comments in terms of their fraction adequacy. Seek experts, information, or relevant facts relevant to problem. Determine what information is missing and needs to be found before moving forward. Slide 18. Information giver. Provide factual information to the group. Is seen as an authority on the subject and relate on experience when relevant. Opinion seeker asks for clarification of the value, attitude, and opinions of group member. Check to make sure different perspectives are given. Opinion giver expresses his or her own opinion, belief about the subject being discussed, often states opinion in terms of what the group should do. Elaborator takes other people's initial idea and build on them with example, relevant facts and data. Also look at the consequences of proposed idea and actions. Coordinator identify and explain the relationship between idea, may pull together a few different ideas and make them cohesive. Orator review and clarify the group's position, provide a summary of what has been accomplished, notes where the group has varied, of course, and suggest how to get back on targets. Slide 19. Evaluator and critic. Evaluate proposal against a predetermined and objective standard, assesses the reasonableness of a proposal, and look whether it is fact-based and manageable as a solution. Energizer concentrates the group's energy on forward movements, challenges, and estimates the group to take further action, produce procedural technicians, facilitate group discussion by taking care of logical concerns, like where meetings are to take place, what supplies are needed for each meeting, a recorder, act as the secretary or minute keeper, record idea and keep tracks of what goes on at each meeting. Personal and social roles. Personal and social roles. These roles contribute to positive functions of the group. One, we have the encourager, affirms, supports, and praises the effort of the fellow group members, demonstrates warmness, and provide a positive attitude in meetings. Harmonizer, correlates. Difference between individuals. Seek ways to reduce tension and diffuse a situation by providing further explanation and using humor. Compromiser offers to change his or her own position for the good of the group, willing to yield for the good of the group, willing to yield position or meet others halfway. Gatekeeper and expedient. Regulate the flow of communication. Make sure all members have a chance to express themselves by encouraging the shy, quiet members to contribute their ideas. Limit those who dominate the conversation and suggest group rules or standards that ensures everybody gets a chance to speak up. Observer and commentator. Provide feedback to the group about how it functions, often seen when a group wants to set, evaluate, and change its standards and processes. Followers. Accept what others say and decide even though he or she has not contributed to the decision or expressed own thoughts, seen as a listener, not a contributor. Slide 20. Diffusional and or individualistic roles. These roles disrupt group progress and weaken its cohesion, such as the aggravators. Makes personal attack using belittle and insulting comments. For example, that's the most ridiculous idea I've ever had. Actions are usually an attempt to decrease another person's status. Blockers opposes every idea and opinion that is put forward, and yet refuse to make own suggestion. For example, that's not a good idea. The result is that the group stops because it cannot get past the resistance. Recognition seeker use group meeting to draw personal attention to him or herself about past accomplishments or rely irrelevant story that paints him or her in a positive light. Sometimes pull crazy stuff to attract attention, like acting excess noise or otherwise directing members away from the task at hand. We also have the self-confessors. Uses group meeting as an avenue to disclose personal feelings and issues. Try to slip this comment in under the guise of relevance, such as that remind me of a time when, that's how they start, may relate group action to his or personal life. For example, if two others are disagreeing about something, the self-confessor may say, "You guys fight just like me and my wife." Disruptors, playboy or playgirls. Uses group meeting as fun time, a way to get out of real work, distract other people by telling jokes, playing prank, and even reading unrelated materials. Dominators try to control the conversation and dictate what people should be doing, often exaggerate his or her knowledge, and will monopolize any conversation claiming to know more about the situation and have better solution than anybody else. Help seekers actively looked for sympathy by expressing feelings of inadequacy, act helpless, self-depreciating, and unable to contribute. For example, "I can't help you. I am too confused and useless with this stuff." Special interest pleaders make suggestions based on what others would think or feel. Avoid revealing his or her own biases or opinion by using stereotype position. Instead, for example, "The people over in admin sure will not like that idea," or "You know how cheap your suppliers are. They don't go for that." Slide 21, using Benner and Chap's theory. Benner and Chap's theory work did not actually prescribe any application of their theory. They simply identify the roles. However, we can use the theory to look at and improve group effectiveness and harmony by asking what roles are being filled, which additionally one might be required, and what may need to be eliminated. Benner and Chap note that the role required in a group can vary depending on the stage of group development and the tasks in hand, and it is useful to consider how your group is developing and the tasks in hand. And it is useful to consider how your group is developing and how the tasks may vary when reviewing your group's role. Following this step to use Berners and Cheat theory to consider role in your group. Step 1, determine what stage or function your group is at the moment based on what you are working on and discussing. Here are one common group stage functions. We have forming, we have discipline, tasks, and role. We have goal setting, we have brainstorming ideas, we have discussing alternatives, we have completing tasks and duties, we have making a decision. We also have complementing the solution and evaluating performance. Slide 22. Determine what roles are most suitable and helpful for current stage and function. Here are some examples. When first forming your group, you may not necessarily need anyone in the evaluator and critic. You will, however, need an energizer, procedural technician, and a reporter. When discussing alternative, it is important to have representation as many social personal roles as possible. Benner and Cheese members playing as social roles, the more successful the group will be. Step 3, recruit and or develop the missing roles within your group. Help the group understand where there are gaps in the function being represented and discuss how filling these roles will help the group succeed. Benner and Cheat also said that the more flexible the group members are, the better, meaning that group members should be able to adapt their roles depending on the group members are. The better, meaning that group members should be able to adapt their roles depending on the group's needs. With a flexible group structure like this, members each use a wide range of talents and provide maximum contribution to them. Step 4, identify any dysfunctional roles being played within the group. Make a plan to eliminate this behavior, or either through increased awareness, coaching, and feedback. This self-serving role really must be eliminated or minimized for effective group work to emerge. By making the whole group aware of this maladaptive behavior, individuals can monitor the behavior and put a name to it when it occurs. This alone should decrease much of the disruptive behavior. Tip: this is an important and particularly useful part of this theory. These behaviors are disruptive and damaging. By spotting this behavior and coaching people out of them, you can significantly improve your group process. Step 5, reevaluating regularly. Groups are constantly changing their function and purpose. Make sure you continually evaluate what is going on within the group and take action to maximize effectiveness. Slide 23. Tip for step 5. Benner and Chap work is based on the observation, but there is no clear evidence to support the notion that you need to have all of these roles represented or to suggest what combination is the most effective. As such, don't depend too heavy on this theory when structuring your team. That says, just knowing about Benner and Chap's team roles can bring more harmony to your team, as it helps members appreciate the breadth of roles that can contribute to the work of a team. and its social harmony, as well as the behavior which will obstruct its paths. Keynote. There are many different explanations of group roles and function. Each take a slightly different perspective. However, the consensus seems to be that an effective group has a wide representative of positive roles. Group needs to be able to adapt to the changes from outside and within the group itself. People change, opinion change, conflict occurs. All of this requires group flexibility and social understanding. Bennett and Schiff's role definition are useful for looking at specific behavior that occur within a group by using the definition given and evaluating the current function and needs of the group. You can plan to encourage the sort of behavior you need and discourage those that you don't need. This definition also provides a guide for team members' development, as the more positive behavior each person can display, the better able the whole group will be to respond to the demand put on it. Overview. Have you ever managed people who did not trust one another? It's a question. If you have, then you will know how challenging and thrilling this can be. A team without trust is not really a team. It's just a group of individuals working together, often making disappointment progress. They may not show information. They might battle over rights and responsibilities, and they may not cooperate with one another. It does not matter how capable or talented your people are. They may never reach their full potential if trust isn't present. However, when trust is in place, each individual in the team becomes stronger because he or she is part of an effective, cohesive group. When people trust one another, the group can achieve truly meaningful goals. So how can you, as a leader, help your team build the trust? The trust they need to flourish. Slide 14. Slide 14. Slide 24. In this article, we will look at the issue. We will look at the issue of trust. I hope we are hearing. I hope we are hearing. Okay, in this article, we will look at the issue of trust within teams, when it's important and what you can do to build it. The importance of trust. One definition describes trust as a reliance on the character, ability, strength, and truth of someone or something. Think about that definition for a moment. Trust means that you rely on someone else to do the right thing. You believe in the person's integrity and strength to the extent that you are able to put yourself on the line at some risk to yourself. Trust is essential to an effective team because it provides a sense of safety. When your team members feel safe with each other, they feel comfortable to open up, take appropriate risks, and expose vulnerabilities. Without trust, there is less innovation, collaboration, creative thinking, and productivity. And people spend their time protecting themselves and their interests. And this is time they should be spent helping the group attain its goals. Trust is also essential for the knowledge sharing. A study published in the Journal of Knowledge Management found that trust was a key element in the team's knowledge acquisition. Put simply, if your team member trusts one another, they are far more likely to share knowledge and communicate openly. Strategies for building trust. Strategy for building trust. Number one, we have lead by example. Lead by example. If you want to build trust within your team, then lead by example and show your people that you trust others. This means trusting your team, your colleagues, and your boss. Never forget that your team members are always watching and taking cues from you. Take the opportunity to show them what trust in order really looks like. 2, communicate openly. Communicate openly. Open communication is essential for building trust. You need to get everyone on your team talking to one another in an honest, meaningful way. And you can use several strategies to accomplish this. First, create a team charter to define the purpose of the team, as well as each person's role. Present this charter at the first team meeting and encourage each team member to ask questions and discuss his or her expectations. Slide 25. Slide 25. Next, consider organizing team building exercise. When choosing carefully, plan well. This exercise can help break the ice and encourage people to open up and start communication. Note, it's useful to help your people understand that the people approaches and insight can be as valid as their own. This is where psychometric instruments is played. 3, know each other personally. Know each other personally. What do we mean? One way to build trust is to encourage your team member to see their colleagues as people. Think about creating situations that help them and share personal stories and bonds. Slide 26. Slide 26. Strategies to building trust. Continuation of 25. Don't place blame. I repeat again. Don't place blame. When people work together, honest mistake and disappointment happens. It is easy to blame someone who causes this. However, when everyone starts pointing fingers, an unpleasant atmosphere can quickly develop. Unpleasant atmosphere can quickly develop. Are we together? Are we together? Unpleasant can quickly develop. What do I mean by that? However, when everyone starts pointing fingers, an unpleasant atmosphere can quickly develop. This lower morale undermines trust and is ultimately unproductive. Instead, encourage everyone in your group to think about the mistake in a constructive way. What can you all do to fix what happened and move forward together, and the mistake don't happen again in future? 5, discourage cliques. People with common goal, people with common view will now meet together, and before you know, clique will not come, problem will come. It is not ideal. We should not welcome it in our group. Discuss trust issue. Discuss trust issue. What will be shared trust issue? Slide 27. Slide 27. Building trust virtually. Building trust virtually. If you manage a virtual team, then you might be working with a group of people who have never met face to face or who have never spoken to one another personally. So How can you build trust between people who are hundreds, if not 1,000, of miles apart? You can apply some of the advice above when you are working with a virtual team. Key points and resources. Trust is an essential element in team productivity. Without it, you are unlikely to get anything meaningful done. But with it, team can accomplish everything they set out to do and more. As a leader, it is important that you set an example. Show your team members how critical trust is to you by demonstrating your trust in them, as well as in your colleagues. Next, make an effort to help everyone get to know each other on a personal level. Encourage conversation on values, families, hobbies. Last, discourage cliques. If you feel they are damaging to the group's trust and morale, you do what? You try to avoid it, discourage it. Don't allow it to happen, because it's going to damage everything about you. Going to damage the organization. Before you know, the organization will come down. Slide 28. Excuse me. Slide 28. Stages of team building. Stages of team building. Number one, forming a team. Number one stage, forming a team. The stage when the team is faced with the need to become acquainted with its members and its boundaries, as in the boundaries. Tasks of a team leader. Select members. Setting objective and briefing the team. Setting up communication channel. Getting the team involved. Encourage team identity. The behavior of an effective team leader. Make introduction. Answer questions. Establish a foundation of trust. Model expected behaviors. Clarify goals, proceed, rules, and expectations. Stage 2, storming. Building a team. The stage when a team is faced with disagreements, counter dependence, and the need to manage conflicts. Tasks of a team leader during the stage of storming. Identify the conflicts. Restoring the conflicts. What are the behavior of an effective team leader during the time of storming? An effective team leader will identify a common enemy and reinforce the vision. 2, generate compliments among the team members. 3, turn learners into trainers. 4, be an effective mediator. Be an effective mediator. Turn learners into trainers. Be an effective mediator. Provide individual and team recognition. Foster win-win thinking. Note, storming is a time of conflict and exploration. It can be used to help a team. Slide 29. Stage 3. Numbing is a time when a team is faced with challenges of creating cohesion and unity, differentiating roles, identifying expectations for members, and enhancing complements, and enhancing commitments. Tasks of a team leader when the time of numbing. Encourage positive norms. Make plans for the team. What are the behavior of an effective team leader in time of storming, in time of numbing? Facilitate role differentiation among the team members. show support to team members, provide feedback, articulate a vision of the future for the team. Help generate a commitment to the vision. Help generate a commitment to the future, to the vision. Note, during the norming stage, the right norms must be established. The right norms must be established. 4, stage of team building. 4, the stage 4, performing. Performing is the stage when a team is faced with the need for continuous improvement, innovation, speed, and capitalization of the core competencies. What are the tasks of this team leader? Tasks of a team leader in the time of a performing stage. 1, capitalize on the core competency. Capitalize on it. Foster continuous improvement. Anticipate the needs of customer and respond in advance to requests. Enhance speed and timeliness. Encourage creative problem solving. What is the behavior, or what are the behavior of an effective team leader in terms of performing? Foster innovation and continuously. 2, advance the quality culture of the team. 3, provide regular, ongoing feedback on the team members. 4, help the team avoid reversing back. Help the team to avoid reversing back to the earlier stage. Slide 30. Please note, winning next time is more important than winning last time. For a team to be successful, there must be a member playing both task facilitating roles and relationship facilitating roles. What do I mean? Rarely does the same person do both, but successful team needs both roles. Additionally, when the people place blocking roles, they need to be given feedback in constructive manner so they do not harm the success of the team. Task facilitating roles. Number 1, there are many, but number 1 of it, task facilitating role, number 1 is 1. Direction giving. Identify ways to proceed or alternatives to pursue and clarifying goals and objectives. Example, this is the way we are instructed to approach our tasks. Everyone writes down your ideas, then share them. 2, information seeking. Asking questions, analyzing knowledge gaps, requesting opinion, belief, and perspective. Example, what did you mean by that? Does anyone else have more information about this? 3, information giving. Provide data, offering facts and judgments, highlighting conclusions. Example, here are some relevant data. I want to share some information that may help or that may be useful or helpful. 4, elaborating. Building an idea expressed by others, providing example and illustration. Example, building on your idea here is an additional alternative. An example of what you just said is. 5, urging. Employing team members to stay on task and to achieve what? Their team goals. Example, we have only 10 minutes left, so we will need to move more quickly. We can't quit now. We are closely to finalizing our proposals. 6, monitoring. These are what we call task facilitating roles. Monitoring, checking on progress, developing measures of success and helping to maintain accountability for results. Example, you maintain accountability for the first recommendation, and I will handle the second. Here are some criteria we can use to judge our success. We'll go to slide 31, which is process analyzing. Process analyzing. Analyzing processes and procedures used by the team in order to improve efficiency and timeliness. Example, it seems as if the energy level in the team is beginning to decline. I have noticed that the female are participating less than the male in our team. That is what we call processing analysis. Are we together? I hope we are hearing. Okay, reality testing. Exploring whether ideas presented are practical or workable. Granting comments in reality. Let's see if this is really practical. Do you think this is workable? Given our resources. That is reality testing. Do you think this is workable? Given our resources. Number 9 of the task facilitating role is enforcing. Helping to reinforce team rules. Reinforcing standards and maintaining agreed upon procedure. Example, we are beginning to wonder in our comments. Let's start on tasks. Since we agree not to interrupt one another, I suggest we stuck to our past. 10, summarizing. Combining ideas and summing up points made in the team, helping members understand the conclusion that have been reached. Example, it seems to me that these are the conclusion we have reached. In summary, you have made 3 points. In summary, you have made 3 points. Are we together? Relationship building roles. What are the relationship building roles? We have what we call supporting, harmonizing, tension relieving, we have comforting, we have energizing, we have developing, we have consensus building, we have empathizing. These are what called relationship building role. I repeat again: supporting, harmonizing, tension relieving, confronting, energizing, developing, and conscious building, consensus building, and empathizing. These are relation building. We also have common blocking roles. What are the common blocking roles? Among the common blocking roles are what we call dominating, excessive talking, interrupting, and cutting others off. We also have what we call over-analyzing. We also have what's called stirring. We have remaining passive, not being willing to engage in the team tasks, staying in the fridge or refusing to interact with other team members, expecting others to do the teamwork. We also have over-generalizing, blowing something out of proportion or drawing on confounded conclusion. We also have fault findings. These are what we call common blocking roles. Fault findings, being unwilling to see the merit of others' idea or criticizing others excessively. We also have premature decision making, making decisions before goals are stated. Information is shared. Alternatively, are discussed or problems are defined. We also have another blocking role, presenting opinion as facts. Presenting opinion, what has not been discussed, you now put it opinion as facts. Failing to examine the legitimacy of proposal and labeling personal opinion as truth. We also have rejecting. These are blocking roles. Rejecting ideas based on the persons who starts them rather than on their merit. That is slide 33. Pulling rank using status, expertise, or title to get idea accepted rather than discussing and examining their values. We also have resisting, blocking all attempt to change, to improve, or to make progress. Disagreeable and negative about virtual or suggestion from other team members. Deflecting, not saying focus on the topic of the team discussion, changing the subject of discussion, or making comments that deflects attention away from the main points. These are blocking roles, which doesn't help. So the leader must identify this. Having identified this, you know how to work on it so as to have an effective group. We also have slide 34. Looking at slide 34, we have an exercise which you must do. One, instruction, make a cross or make a score in the box suitable to your case. Be honest about it. No one else will see your response. One, if you pick one, that shows that not like me at all. If you pick 5, that shows very much like me. There's a question I'm going to ask. If you pick 1, that shows that not like me. If you pick 5, just put it on all those something and analyze them, atomize them, and give yourself a score and see whether you are moving or you are not. And there's time for improvement. Number 1, do other people follow your advice? You either take 5 or 4, or 1. 1 is saying not like me at all. 5 is saying very much like me. Do other people follow your advice? 2, do other people trust what you tell them? 3, can you often do what you want to? 4, can others depend on you for support? 5, do you value integrity? 6, have you been successful in your job so far? 7, are you fair to people? 8, are you good at listening to others' ideas and opinion? 9, are you consistent in your action and behavior? 10, do you like working with other people? 11, do you have a strong belief in your team to achieve the team's work tasks? 12, do you claim all success of the team to be yours? 13, are you willing to stand by your team when time gets tough? 14, are you good at keeping your team informed of what's going on around? These are the questions you score yourself, and you know whether you are moving or not. Even without putting the score, you know within your heart. So there is time for improvement. At the end of the period, you will see what you need to do so as to get that improvement and get relief and work very well. Slide 35, we have the diagnostic survey. It tells us scoring. So far, what have you scored? From what I've said so far, what have you scored? What have you seen yourself? Are you on an average rate, or you are higher rate, or you are lower rate? There's time for improvement. That's why we need to look at ourselves and see, extract ourselves, and know how we are going to move forward so we have a healthy team, healthy organization. What did you learn about leading your group from completing the diagnostic survey? Put it on the chat box as discussed earlier. Put it on the chat box. Slide 36. How to become an effective team or group leader. How to become an effective team or group leader. That's what we are going to do. So take note of that, of which we have already done it. And those that are vast when I was talking, they will be able to get it. But if you are not, don't worry. Before at the end of the period, we'll get it. You will understand. So that is the essence of the survey. Survey is to keep you informed of what we are going to do. By the time you know that, there is no need of explaining further. By explanation, you'll be able to grab everything that has been surveyed, that has been said. If you actually follow that survey information when I was talking. Slide 36, how to become an effective team or group leader. Slide 37, something to think about. What are those things to think about? Have you been on a team or group with a good leader? Write it on the chat box. 2, what did he or she do right? Write it on the chat box. 3, have you been in a team or a group with a bad leader? 4, what did he or she do wrong? Write it on the chat box. Slide 38, teams versus group. Teams versus group. A group is a collection of ideas who connect their individual efforts. A team is a group of people who share a common team, purpose, and a number of challenging goals. 3, members of the team are mutually committed to the goal and to each other. This mutual commitment also creates joint accountability, which creates a strong bond and a strong motivation to perform. 4, at the institute, association, organization, etc., groups or team, are they group or they are they team? 5, what should they be? What should they be in order to be more effective in advancing global peace, education, and God's kingdom? Slide 39. Slide 39. Reflect and discuss. What are the essential quality and qualification of a good organization? Write on the chat box. What are the essential qualities and qualification of a good organization? Write on the chat box. Slide 40. Skills and quality of a leader. Skill and quality of leadership. Who is an effective leader? And what does he possess in his or her character? An effective leader must have the following 4 characteristics. What are the characteristics? 1, personal achievements. 2, people skills. 3, managing skills, which is called management skills. 4, personal qualities. What are these? Write on the chat box. What do we mean by personal achievement, personal skill, managing skill, personal qualities? Write on the chat box. Slide 41. Management skills or manager skills. What are the skills? Planning. They plan as in making sure things work out fine. They're 2, organizing. They organize things. 3, controlling. 4, evaluating. They evaluate. Slide 42. People skills. What are the people skills? We have goodwill. We have results. We have authenticity. We have connectivity. We have empowerment. These are what we call people skills. And also we have supporting skills, which includes good communication, motivational techniques, negotiation skills, and counseling skills. These are what we call people skills. When we talk of goodwill, creating a safe space for team members to flourish, keeping their best interests in mind, just as I.I.U. is doing by giving us platform and training to excel in life. Kudos to I.I.U. founder, the core team, and the family. Results, people skill. We look at results, creating a shared sense of purpose and value in being together. Kudos to I.I.U. Authenticity, which means being honest with yourself and others and keeping relationship real. Not fake. People skills, connectivity. Look at that. Finding ways to identify with, affirm, and encourage the other person, e.g., be sensitive to the goal and objective of others. People skill, empowerment. enabling success by helping to overcome obstacles and develop skills. Supporting skills, which include good communication, motivational techniques, negotiation skills, and counseling skills. Slide 43. Slide 43. Personal qualities of achievement. Personal qualities and achievements. When we talk about personal qualities, we mean ability to influence others, ability to inspire confidence, determination, integrity, fairness, being a good listener, consistencies, and also interest in people, having interest in people. And when we talk about personal achievement, we mean academic, career, and experience. Slide 44. How good are you as a leader? How good are you as a leader? Following the earlier self-assessment exercise, we would have noted our strengths and our weaknesses. Our strengths and our weaknesses. Slide 45, special requirement of a leader. Special requirement of a leader. As a leader, a desire for the job. A desire for the job, meaning a leader must want to be a leader. Look at that. A leader must want to be a leader. If you're a leader, you don't want to be a leader, what is the essence of putting you? As a leader, you must want to be, so that you can lead very well and work very well, because you feel that you have the quality, you have the competence, you have the characteristics, you have everything, what it takes to impart to others. Since you have been empowered, God has empowered you, you want to still empower other people. This is what we want, and this is what makes a good leader. Special requirement of a leader, technical skill. Technical skill must have a professional skill, a pastoral skill, a godly skill. A leader should have the technical skill relevant to the field in which they lead. Relevant to the field in which they lead. Must have relevant knowledge and skill to manage others. Slide 46. Reflect and discuss right on the chat box. Do you think that leaders need to have pastoral, godly, professional skills? Why or why not? Right on the chat box. Slide 47. Pastoral or professional competencies. Can they refer to the notes as earlier discussed and take time or turns reading through them? What additional competence should be included right on the chat box? As a pastoral competence or professional person, what are those things you feel that you need to have so as to be able to minister to others and people will hear you? Slide 48, group discussion. This is a group discussion. A group discussion. Because the time is not there, but I'm going to say one or two things. What are the pastoral or professional God competence needed to be effective? It's a group discussion. Can carry home and discuss later. What additional technical skills are needed for the organization that you identify? Note, leadership can be learned through personal development. That is, you can learn, you can be a leader through personal development. You must be coming for training. Kudos to E.U.Charles on a daily basis, training. On a daily basis. Look at that. On a weekly basis, you know what I mean? On a Monday basis, look at that. Training. Because you want to be a good leader. Slide 49. Principles for an effective leader. What are the principles for an effective leader? 1, find a role model. An effective good leader must find a role model. 2, be yourself. 3, keep your objective clearly in mind. 4, know your strength and your weakness. 5, stick to your principles. By the time you do that, you are an effective leader. These are the principles. I repeat again. Find a role model. Be yourself. Keep your objective clearly in mind. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Stick to your principle. Slide 50. Slide 50. Summary. An effective leader Hard people skills. We know what people skills are discussed. Personal qualities, management skills or manager skills, personal achievements. 2, leaders are not necessarily managers. Leaders are not necessarily managers. 3, to be a leader, one must have a desire to be one. Must desire it. 4, to lead others, the leader should have technical, pastoral, and other skills in related fields. 5, an effective leader follows a set of principles. Slide 51. The role and responsibility of a team leader. Slide 52. The roles and responsibility of a team leader. Objective. After completing this section, you will be able to describe the responsibility of an effective leader. Content. The responsibility of a team leader. The role of the team leader. Slide 53. Discussion. Applying leader skill. Feedback from groups. What are the skills that could help Sally solve the issue of productivity? How do you think they work? Do you think by organizing team meeting and listening to team members' suggestion can help Sally improve her team's morale alone? What else does she need to do or to do? Slide 54. Best Team Award. Storm up or down for best team presentation. Like team 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, team 5, the best team. It's good. It's always good to give them award to encourage others to also be the best. Slide 53, responsibilities. Responsibilities. We have the tasks. You can see the diagram there. We have the tasks, we have the team. I had the team, and also we have the individual, which is the leader. Slide 56, responsibility, the task, what the task is. The assigned task is the reason for the work team existence. Achieving the task is the team leader's main responsibility. Slide 57, responsibility on individual, which is the leader. A team leader has the following responsibilities towards their team members. 1, supporting and encouraging. 2, assigning the task compatible to a member's ability. 3, marking job roles clear to the team members. 4, assessing members' performance. 5, protecting team members from others. Slide 58, responsibility. 3, which is the team. The team leader is responsible for demonstrating a commitment towards the team, setting up team objectives, helping to maintain team standards, supporting the team. Slide 59. Slide 59. Slide 59. Clarify your roles as the leader. Activity 4. 1, team presentation. One person, a different team member, presents for the group. Slide 60, the role of a team leader. Representing pastoral team to your group. You can see the diagram there, a team or troop leader. You can see representing team to pastoral team, conducting with others, coordinating with others. Slide 63, 61, coping with the role. Role ambiguity. 1, unclear responsibilities. 2, unlimited expectation of work performance. 3, undefined scope for advancements. Coping with role conflicts, and role incompatibility, which is the team leader or the organization staff, an easygoing boss or tough manager. Role under load. Is the job good enough for you? Slide 62, Coping with the role, succession, and subsidiarity planning. How do you develop those that will sustain the mission of IIU or organization so as to establish healthy educational institution and global peace? How do we develop a good number of potential successors to keep God's mission alive? Slide 63, succession planning, rising quality leaders for God's mission. Have you have the end of your tenure in mind from the day you assume office, beginning to train all your followers for succession from day one? 2, share information with all members of your group, the what and why of everything you do. 3, include all team members in leadership using these slides. 4, identify the 20% of the tasks that will achieve 80% of the result and delegate all others to team members. Train and monitor this performance. 5, communicate and exemplify the God's value of servant leadership to all members. 6, identify multiple people for positive succession. Do not unpick one person. 7, mentor a group of people who demonstrate exceptional leadership skill and are willing by having them engage in more responsibility and expose them to variety. Slide 64. Slide 64. Summary. A leader has responsibilities regarding the tasks, the team, and the members. 2, achievement of tasks is the team leader's main responsibility. 3, sometimes a team leader is faced with role ambiguity, a role conflict, and a role incompatibility. Slide 65. Review. Question, clarification, contribution. State it on the chat box. Slide 66. Slide 66. Building and developing a team. Slide 67. Quiz. I want to ask a question. Short quiz. True or false? Put it on the chat box. I'm going to ask the question now. True or false? Well, just put it there. Just say slide 67. There's a short quiz. I have put it on the chat box. Number 1, to be a leader, you need to like working with people. Yes or no? Put it there. True or false? 2, a good leader must show confidence in his or her team, even when it is in trouble. True or false? Or parts. 3, all leaders must have manager skill, but not all managers necessarily have leadership skill. True or false? Or parts. The leader is a center heart of activity and interest. All communication between management to team and other groups must pass through the leader. True or false? 5, role uncertainty means that there is uncertainty about person's role at any one time. True or false? Or parts. Put it there on the chat box. Now go to slide 68. Building and developing a team. Objective. After completing this section, you will be better able to explain ways to develop your team so that it becomes more efficient and effective. Note, those of you that joined in the earlier discussion should be able to write on the chat box the ways to develop your team so that it becomes more efficient and effective. I hope we are listening. Contents. The 4 stages of team development. How to lead the team through these stages. Slide 69. The stages of team building. Have you ever led a new team or been a member of an executive or core team? 2, what are some of the challenges you have encountered? Was there teamwork? Slide 70, team building. Everything goes through stages during its lifetime. What are the stages? The forming stage, the storming stage, the dominant stage, and the performing stage. The team leader or the team lead, there are different between team lead and team leader. The team lead or team leader has the responsibility to guide the team through these stages so it becomes effective quickly and with as few damages as possible. Slide 71. Slide 71, activity 5. Identifying team problems. Each team provide their answers to the scenarios corresponding to their group number. Slide 72, scenario 1. Hassan felt so frustrated as he left the meeting room. It seemed to him that any other hours had been wasted as the team was trying to reach an agreement. He wished Ahmed could have been better at holding the meeting. No one was listening to what the other were saying, so that in the end, the meeting had to stop without any solution. Question: why can't Hassan's team arrive at a conclusion or arrive at a solution? 2, what suggestion does this phenomenon reflect? Right on the chat box. Slide 73, scenario 2. Hassan was so bewildered at the meeting. He was not clear of the objective, but was afraid to ask the leader. He looked around and noticed similar bewilderment in others' eyes. Everyone was keeping silent, even though they looked very serious. Question: 1, what's wrong here? 2, why do people have such behavior? Right on the chat box. Slide 74, scenario 3. That's really what I wanted of a meeting. Hassan thought. When Ahmed pronounced the new assignment, everyone was engaging in robust discussion, and only 20 minutes later, Ahmed could conclude it with a perfectly clear action plan for the whole team. Question: where can you find such effective meeting within a team? When can you find such effective meeting within a team? 2, why do you think people can reach consensus so quickly? Right on the chat box. Slide 75, scenario 4. It has been nearly 2 weeks now since the last meeting, and Hassan is starting to wonder about it. He checked around other members and surprisingly found out that everyone has making progress in their job without much difficulty. This seems to roll on by themselves. Question: at what stage is the team now? What should be done to have such team? Can they write on the chat box? Slide 76. Important tasks for all stages. 1, giving feedback to team members. 2, coordinating with others, committee, executive, organization head, department head, and staff. Slide 77. Activity A and B, role player competition. Because of time factor, we are not going to do that, but take note of this. Observer will rate the effectiveness of the manager. At the end of the role play, participants will vote for the best based on the most effective manager. Slide 78, managing group dynamics. Managing group dynamics. Be aware of the different group roles and constantly review which need to be increased and which need to be eliminated. 2, recognize that people and group are constantly changing and responding constructively and proactively to those changes. 3, be intentional and proactive in building and maintaining trust among the team members. Note, kindly refer to the 2 articles in the course of the package for detailed information on functional and dysfunctional team role and the importance of trust in team, as earlier explained. Those who listen can write them on the chat box. Slide 79. Shaping the functional team behavior. 1, scan through the tasks, facilitating and relationship facilitating role in the document title team building. Title team building. 2, take turn reading each of the blocking rows. Each of the blocking rows. Take time. Okay, take turn reading each of the blocking rows and record times you and someone else has used any of the role in organization or any other setting. Write on the chat box for those who we are listening when we discussed on it earlier. 3, how does a leader shape or discipline this type of behavior that block the kingdom of God in any setting? Right on the chat box I discussed earlier. Slide 80, session review, objective, contents, methods, question, and clarification. Slide 81, session review. What will you start doing as a result of what you learned today? 2, what will you do differently as a result of what you learned today? 3, what will you stop doing as a result of what you learned today? Slide 82. Any question and answer, state it on the chat box. We're going to treat that later. Slide 83. Slide 83. We are still appreciating IIU. IIU has been so unique, has been so friendly, so good, expose us to all this, make us to feel at home, make us to have belonging. I give kudos to IIU and the team. I thank God for the opportunity that God has given us. I thank God for all the listeners, thanking God and appreciating IIU and all our team for this noble occasion. IIU, the World Digital and First Virtual International Internship University is the change, offering over 1,000 subjects of international students, providing mentorship and guidance to all those seeking to enhance their skill, career, and enterprises. As a result of our unwavering commitment of SLSC, we have grown to become the world's largest knowledge exchange community. Since our inception, we have the dedicated core team, along with robust technical support, ensures that we reach learners around the globe seamlessly. Today, millions of viewers have benefited from our services, and we have awarded countless certificates to those seeking to improve their skills and career. Our success is as a result of the tireless day and night effort by our team members, supporters, and most importantly, learners. We are grateful for your unwavering support, and we promise to continue delivering exceptional education and support to our global community. IIU is the change. IIU bring the change. IIU is the revolution in the education system. Thank you all our listeners and supporters. May God continue to empower us as we continue to empower others. Thank you for choosing IIU. Closing prayer. Dear Lord, teach me to be always true and honest in my emotion, words, and action. Give me the courage to do what is right and noble in your sight, so I can be humble instrument to reflect your light. Amen. I need to appreciate our able moderator, Dr. Inga, the head of Europe. I thank God for your life. I thank God for everything God has been using you to do in IIU. May God continue to bless you and your family. Bless everything about you. I appreciate you very well. I appreciate the core team. I appreciate our able advocate Ph.D. for his noble and good encouragement. If not him, nobody will know us here. So we thank God for everyone. Inga, I want to say one or two things before I go.
You are amazing, Professor. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank
Really
you.
amazing.
Thank you. So we appreciate every one of us here. God will come to sustain us next month. Tomorrow, we also have a program. We will all be there. Make ourselves available on a daily basis. As I already said, we always have courses. We talk a lot. We train. We do a lot. Very soon, by July, we'll be having those people that are willing to be doctorates, to have doctorates, those that want to have any, whatever. We are there. We go on training on a daily basis. We also give doctorate, we have work doctorate degree. We give people who are exceptional. We give certificates, as I already said. We pray that God will come to inspire, empower us as we keep on empowering others. Thank you very much. May God bless everyone. For all the listeners, may God come to bless you. Try and subscribe to IIU. IIU remain the best. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. May God come to strengthen us and empower us. Thank you. God bless you.